If you clicked on today's thumbnail, you went, oh, that foot just exploded in size. I know exactly what happened. I know why it occurred, and I never want that to happen to me. Or you've already had that happen and you want to avoid it again. Today I'm gonna break down for you how I've managed to avoid my foot swelling up to balloon proportions throughout all my fights, which only one of them had shin pads. 45 plus fights, never happened to me. Today I have 4 tips for you. If you guys watch me fight, more often than not, you are going to notice that I am wearing some sort of ankle support. Now, a lot of people might go, oh, Gabriel, you're wearing that because your ankles are compromised, you've twisted them before, but no, that is not the reason. We are talking about protection. And you might go, oh, this flimsy little thing is not going to provide any protection. And yes, you're mostly right. But here's a tip for you. The athletic commissions will let you tape your foot if you put this over top. You can tape your foot, minimal amount, provide support. That means you can usually go over 3 or 4 times with layers using that athletic tape, hockey tape, and guess what? This provides protection and provides extra support for that foot. It makes a world of difference. If the athletic commission allows it, I 100% tape my foot. Now, still speaking about the proper protection, you might not be an active competitor or fighter, but this can still happen in the gym. You can absolutely leave and have this big ball there because you kicked incorrectly or something was wrong with your kick. Make sure you're sparring with the correct shin pads. That's just should be a no-brainer. A shin pad that has as much protection as possible, that doesn't have a big massive gap, because remember, this section right in here, this is the area that ends up taking the brunt of the abuse, which leads to the foot ballooning up, and many shin pads do not properly protect that area. So when you buy your next pair of shin pads, make sure you're getting one that closes off all those open gaps so you know, yes, I'm not gonna land my foot against something really hard and have it just balloon out. The next tip I wanna talk about is changing your target. First, let's go, when do you usually have that foot balloon out? In my experience watching other people or having people kick me and get injured off my body, it's usually elbows. The elbow is a massive source of frustration for feet clashing. Yes, it could be a knee, but it's always been the elbows. When I've seen this occur, when like in the thumbnail, the foot balloons out, what you're doing is you're targeting, in my opinion, the wrong area. If you see somebody with really high elbows, then sure, come down here. But if their elbows are tight and you're kicking down to this area and your foot clips or you're coming up, you know, and you bang right into it, that's kind of on you. You were not looking for the opening, you're just kicking to wherever without thinking about the repercussions. So when you throw your round kicks, come a little higher, maybe up to that bicep level. And from there, if the guy starts elevating because he's going, okay, I have to elevate to make sure I'm blocking this correctly, then sure, go back down. But elbows are the danger, and if you target the body correctly, hopefully you can avoid this. The next thing we can talk about is changing our kicking length or our kicking angle. So if your foot is ballooning out, that means that I'm throwing and I'm landing with my foot. That means I'm very far away from them. If I scoot in just a little bit, now I'm gonna be landing with my lower shin. Your lower shin is not gonna balloon up in the same way as your foot, and it's very rare where I've landed with my shin, aside from landing on a knee where I go, oh, that really hurt. So if you can take just the tiniest little step in and not kick with your foot, sort of karate style, karate practitioners very often are taught to hit pads with their foot, right down there. But yeah, guess what? Somebody elevates an elbow out accidentally, or you hit it and boom, you're done. Your foot is just 3 times its normal size. So kicking length, be very aware of that. In addition, kicking angle. If you come this snappy way like that, it's your foot landing. But if you crash more like this, it's gonna be more your shin that lands. So instead of fully extending the leg, sometimes try just maintaining a little bit of a bend at the end. And this can make a world of difference in protecting your foot. Finally, I wanna talk about what your foot is doing. If you have your arm really loose and somebody pokes into it, you go, oh, that really hurts. Then if I flex it and I do the same thing, the finger does not penetrate nearly as far. When we are getting hit here, if my foot is wobbly, which very often when I see people kick, especially beginners, it looks like that foot, that ankle is wobbly, that's gonna open up the impact of the elbow so much deeper. It's gonna go so much deeper. We wanna make sure our foot is flexed so that if I grab my foot, it can't be moved. I have it pointed and it's locked in place. That is what we want to do when we throw our round kicks. Foot locked, foot locked. We're not letting those elbows, which might land, get really deep into the foot, and that's going to cause that trauma, which is going to lead to the massive swelling. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed these 4 tips. I'll see you back here soon.